Can we have your identification documents, please? Thank you. This is Eunice Chepkorir Kirui. For purposes of today's meeting, you're representing the private sector. Okay. You will take an oath. Our legal team will guide you. Please.
I, Chepkorir Eunice Kirui, do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you. Welcome, Eunice. Feel free, relax, and enjoy the session. We will introduce ourselves. First, the panel for the selection of the county secretary is constituted pursuant to section 183 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and section 44 of the County Government Act number 17 of 2012 as amended in 2020. And we will introduce ourselves from the left.
Thank you, Chair. My name's David Maritim, MCA Gypsy Onward. I'm a member of this committee. Eunice, welcome.
Thank you. Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Anita Mibei. Natoka upande wa Chemo South Ward. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
My name is Kiprotich Rogony, MCA Sigowet Ward, and a member of this committee. Karibu, Eunice.
Thank you.
Secretariat, please.
My name is Kipkuri Bernard, Research Officer.
My name is Sharon Mibe, Deputy Clerk, Legislative Services.
Julius Kurgat, Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you. My name is Paul Chirchir Tarimbo. I am the MCA for Kapsoit Ward and the Majority Leader County Assembly of Kericho. I am standing in for the chairman. I am chairing today's session. And once again, congratulations, Eunice, on being nominated to represent the private sector in this panel. So we will give you a few minutes to introduce yourself. If you take 3 minutes, 5 minutes, tell us who is Eunice Chepkorir Kirui.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, honorable members, and the Secretariat team. I am Eunice Chepkorir Kirui from Roret, Kishara Ward, Buretu Sub-County, Kericho County, of course. I was born in 1977, started my primary education in 1983 to 1991, where I did my KCPE and qualified to join Kaplong Girls in the year 1992 to 1995. Then later I performed well and I was admitted in Maseno University for my Bachelor of Education, degree in Bachelor of Education. Then about education also, in 2012 to 2015, I did my Master's in Business Administration, that is strategic management. And I am working as a manager in a private institution. That is from 2003 to date. But as indicated in my CV, I wrote at the time when I received the letter to be a manager of that school. I've been there doing day-to-day activities, that is planning, organizing, managing, staffing, yeah. And also about the community work, I've been a POG at first, BOM member at Kapchelach, then POG member in the same school, and BOG member at Rorin Boys, yeah, and yeah. I think that is my brief introduction.
Okay. So you're welcome once again to this, to appear before this selection panel. We will be asking you questions. So I will begin with the Honorable David Maritim on my left.
Thank you, Chair. Eunice, being a representative of private sector, what role will you be playing in the panel to ensure that we source for the best county secretary that will look into the affairs of the private sector in the county of Kericho?
Do you want to answer 1, 2, or 3 questions?
Maybe 2.
2, okay. Thank you, Eunice. Mheshimiwa Anita.
Thank you. What knowledge and interpersonal capabilities will you be looking out for in a county secretary nominee with regard to the issue of public-private partnership? Thank you.
Thank you. I think you can take the 2 questions. Or we add you another one.
Yeah, let me ask Honorable Anita to repeat the question.
Sorry about that. Just wanting to understand more on the knowledge and the interpersonal capabilities that you'll be looking out for in a county secretary nominee, especially regarding the issue of public-private partnership. Thank you.
Okay, the first question, the role I play, I'll ensure that there is inclusivity in selecting during advertisement, we have to advertise and ensure that when selecting these candidates who will qualify for the interview, we ensure that we consider the factor of inclusivity and then integrity. And also as a private, as I represent the private sector, I ensure that
you can relate the question to the position of the county secretary.
Okay.
As asked by the Honorable David Maritim. Yes.
I'll ensure that the private sector applicants are not locked out and ensure that there is the factor of inclusivity in that, during the selection panel. Yeah. And then also, the role I'll also play there is that I'll be testing the emotional intelligence of the applicants, because as a private, I've been running the school, and I have been conducting many interviews. So as you interact with the applicants, you get to know their intelligence, emotional intelligence, social intelligence, and that is the role I'll play in selecting the county secretary. Then the other question is about the knowledge and interpersonal capacities. I'll be looking
in selecting or in interviewing the county secretary.
Interviewing. Selection is part of, interview is part of the selection
process.
Yeah. So I will be looking at the professional experience and also the number of years in leadership. That is as per the advert. It read that the candidate should be having 10 years of professional experience and 5 years in leadership.
Which advert, Madam Eunice?
Not advert. I read through, I got it from the, what do we call, the advert I saw.
Which advertisement?
Do I call it advert? Okay, from what do I call?
No, just relax, take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be tense.
Okay, I Googled it from the internet. That is it.
You Googled from the internet requirement for the
for
selection
the county
panel
secretary.
or the county secretary?
The county secretary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're through?
Yeah.
All right. So, Honorable Anita, and has your question been answered?
I haven't finished Anita's, Honorable Anita's. Another leadership, another factor I'll consider is maybe personal integrity and personal integrity. If he has met the provisions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Yeah.
Are you specific about he or stroke she?
No, I'm not specific because it is open to both.
But you're using the word he.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it is he stroke she.
Okay, because I'm she, maybe that is why I've used. Otherwise, it is both gender.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe just come out more clearly on the knowledge you're looking at. I think you've shared more of interpersonal skills, but what about the knowledge? What are you looking for in this nominee position, especially I've said regarding the issue of public-private partnership, because we are aware that this position of county secretary will be an interlink, between the county and the outside world. What are some of the knowledge? What are you looking at when you're vetting or you're interviewing this person to ensure that we really get the right person who can support the functions of the county? Thank you.
One is the communication skills, because you'll be handling keeping the minutes. The other one is transparency. If he's transparent or he has been practicing transparency in his area, past area, then accountability. Then if he has, I can say professional, technical capabilities. Yeah.
So, is that okay, Anita? Mheshimiwa Anita? All right. Mheshimiwa Rogon?
Thank you. Welcome, Eunice, once again to the committee. Private sector is very critical in the development of any single county. Kericho, we have a number of sectors, private sectors. We talk about multinationals, though we now have issues because of the rates. Now, county secretary should be a link between the private sector and the county government, for this case of Kericho. What are some of the things that you'll be looking for while recruiting this individual who will be acting as a bridge between the private sector and the county government of Kericho? Thank you.
Okay, number one is a person who embrace the national values, that is, ensure that no rule or law is violated when dealing with the private sector. Ensure that the interest, both the interest of the private sector and the public are met. I should be looking at the person who is persuasive without violating the constitution, because at least when those people are writing agreement, they followed certain laws. So we should ensure that we have a person who cannot violate the rule or violate the law, and also a person who is persuasive, because we should be looking at both sides, the public and the private sector. We should not burden the private sector, because they are playing a major role in the economy of Kenya. Let me say that the private sector play a major role in contributing to the economy of Kenya, employment. So we should ensure that the private sector follow what they should, what they agreed before, and if there is amendment to be made, they should be able to come to the table and agree together without any, that is win-to-win situation. We ensure that there is win-to-win situation, because at least the private sector they have a motive of making some profit. So they should not be burdened with a lot of issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Eunice. Any other question from honorable members? So now, thank you, Eunice. I will ask you a question. Did you sit in a panel that interviewed a secretary before?
Yeah, it was a joint panel. That is
for purposes of the county secretary.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
You sat for how many days when you were interviewing applicants for the position of the county secretary?
11 days.
11 days.
Yes.
Are you aware of the sections of the law that says for a member to be a panel, the assembly must approve their names? Like, we are interviewing you or we are vetting you today.
Okay, let me say that I only received appointing letter and complied by the letter which I received.
Can you quote the section of the law that supports the letter, the appointment letter?
Right now I cannot directly quote that, but it was something like,
so
let me not, but I know we were within the, okay. For me, I complied with the appointing authority that I should conduct the interview within 14 days.
For the position of the county secretary?
No, both the CEC
no,
and
I'm saying
the county.
For purposes of this meeting, I'm talking about the county secretary.
It was one letter that was combining the two, the county secretary and the county executive committees.
Oh, okay, so it was one letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And for that case, I think we did not violate, because we used only 11 days instead of 14 days. So I think we even saved the public funds. So
the reduction in the sitting days,
yes,
justified your sitting before the panel was approved?
No, I'm saying I'm saying we sat only for 11 days instead of 14 days. So I was justifying that I think we did the right thing.
But the laws are very clear. you are appearing before this committee, which is a requirement by the law. That is why we said you're here because of these sections of the law.
Okay.
The earlier meeting was not supported by any section of the law on the county secretary.
Okay.
But for the other ones, we do not have a problem.
Okay.
So,
for me, I was standing for the private sector, so I knew there was a lawyer there who was to interpret for us the law.
so would we say then the lawyer was in the meeting?
No, I'm saying the person who was taking the part, I think he consulted, and of course he know how to interpret the law, and we are seeking the same lawyers to interpret for us the laws.
So it is the lawyer who, are you then telling this committee that the lawyer who was in that panel?
No, because he is also
Let me-
among
Let me finish.
Okay.
Yeah. Then are you telling this committee then that the lawyer who was sitting in that panel may have misadvised?
No, because let me say, Chair, that no, because he was also among the panelists. So the appointing authority, it rests with the appointing authority. Let me say that.
Okay. So thank you. So we just wanted to hear from you that section, why you sat in a panel that was not approved, but it's okay. So, remember any other question?
Maybe the conflict of interest aspect, that you will be recruiting a CS as a panel. Should a conflict of interest arise in the process, what will you do?
I will declare the conflict of interest, and if there is a close relative, if any case, if it is a must, I'll step out.
I think that is good. Lastly, what now? You're from the private sector, Eunice.
Yes.
I only want to ask you, what is that critical role that you'll bring to this panel for it to get the best candidate? That role from your part.
Okay. In a private sector, because we are being, apart from serving the interests of our clients, our motive also is to get profit. So we ensure that we get a hardworking person who is able to embrace the national values, the national principles. So the knowledge which I'll bring to this, at least when you interact with somebody, you'll know that this is a person who can work well with people, that is self-awareness. I'll bring in the engagement of social intelligence and also emotional intelligence.
Thank you. The private sector plays a very key role. The economy, the local economy and the national economy is supported so much by the private sector. So if today you say that you sat in that panel because of a letter from the appointing authority and you are representing the private sector, if today the governor gives you a letter or the executive gives you a letter which does not have the support of the law, will you take up the position?
No.
Thank you. Any other question, members? So thank you very much, Eunice. We wish you the best. Wish you nothing but the very best. Maybe you have any closing remarks?
Maybe to Chair, to thank you and the honorable members and the Secretariat for this interactive session. Thank you. You know, when you are exposed to kind of this interview like this, at times you may tend to be
freeze.
Yeah, but I hope I have answered the questions which I was expected to.
Okay. Thank you, all the best, and we are inviting you for lunch. I think it's
Thank
1
you.
o'clock, and the speaker has organized lunch for members. You can join the members for lunch.
Thank you.
Let's finish. Yeah.